Hello. Hi. I'm just going to give it, I literally just went live, so I feel like we're all, hi, everybody. Let's just give everybody a minute. Hello. I'm going to go get my phone charger. I'm going to be right back, so just stand by. Who needs law school homework? Hold on. I'm going to be right back. Let me get my phone charger. Okay, let's see. All right, we got some, I'm going to be my own moderator today. So, because I'm not doing a reading, guys. So if you guys want to drop off now, you can. What I am doing, oh, where did you all go? Let's see, hold on. Oh, there you are. Can you guys still see me? Hello? Yes, okay. So I'm not going to do a reading today. I'm just going to do a live where it's, we're going to have some Q&A. So questions about, your journey, anything to do with, you guys personally, where you're troubled, whatever it is. I just felt guided to do a live today and just kind of answer questions. I'm not going to answer a lot of personal questions. Sometimes I get a lot of those, but ask me and I'll see if I want to answer. Whatever it is. So we've got enough people on. It's been 2 minutes. I think what I'm going to do is I will dedicate 1 hour to this collective to, answer any questions that you guys have. So go ahead and type up your questions and I will answer them. Okay, and it could be about anything around twin flames, the journey, anything that is on your mind, whatever it is. So first question from Dedrina. So your twin flame and I are not working out. I think the universe has sent in a soulmate. Question is, how would I know? How would you know what? Like, if that's like what the label is, can you give me just a little bit more about exactly what your specific question is about how you would know? And I'm not going to answer questions about do people love me if there's genuine. I'm not doing readings today. So I'm going to wait for Dedrina to come back to me. I'm going to continue on. Thank you. The person using Luis Hernandez's phone. How do you suggest to release jealousy? It's a good question, right? Jealousy and envy, anger, these are low vibrational energies, right? So it's an energy nonetheless. So you hear me talking about polarities all the time, right? With the dark comes the light, with happiness and joy, there comes sadness. So what you have to do is when you're feeling triggered and you're feeling jealous, that is a wound. Someone is showing you that energy within yourself, okay? And so there is a wound there that you have yet to heal. So what you have to do is you have to identify what that trigger is that is triggering you to be jealous, okay? Because jealous it's like a big, vague feeling. But there is a root behind that jealousy, that emotion that you are feeling. And so you have to understand exactly what is triggering you and why that jealousy is coming up. So there's a trigger there. I'm going to scroll up and go to the next question. I hope that answered your question, Karina. How do you feel your own understanding of your twin flame journey has shifted as you've grown as a reader? So how do you feel? My journey. Okay. Yes, I'm a twin. I am on the journey and I do have a twin, but it's not about labels. I do have a soul connection and I identify that person as my twin flame. Yes. So how has my journey changed? It has changed massively. My life has completely changed where I don't even recognize who I am anymore, right? I was someone who was the chief operating officer as, in a global firm. And it was like 60,000 people. And I ran that company. I traveled extensively, and I met my twin when I was at that job. And it was just not, it was a very 3D type of role, right? So I was traveling all the time. I was doing a bunch of things. I've always been spiritual. I've always read tarot. I've always been, on my own spiritual journey. But my life has completely shifted since I had met my twin. And then as I was, doing my job, running this firm, it was not resonating with me anymore. And what I really wanted to do was just focus on helping people, growing people, developing people. And so I started to shift my focus a little bit, as you do when you're an executive and a leader running teams, is developing and growing other people. And I really took like a personal approach. And I thought, you know what, this is what resonates. And so I decided to leave that career behind and start this spiritual practice. So I've always been this reader. I've, been on this journey, and my life is completely transformed, completely changed for the better because I've been on this journey, and it has made me a much better reader. And, I don't consider myself just a reader. Yes, I read tarot cards, but I read energy. I also have different gifts. The gifts that you guys see are the ones where I read my tarot cards, but that's not the only gift that I have. So I have completely changed, and my gifts have gotten so much stronger because I've been on this journey and because of the changes I've been through. So thanks. That was a great question. Hope that wasn't too long-winded, but I wanted to answer that fully so you guys understand. All right, so let's see. How do you know how to connect with your spirit guides and angels? That's a good question. So I don't know that you need to know, there are ways to connect, right? So when your mind is busy, when you're busy doing things and you're not in a grounded energy, then it's very difficult for spirit or the universe or whoever you're identifying with, your spirit guides and your angels, to connect with you. And so I really advise that whatever part of the day that you can stay grounded, stay calm, kind of tune out all the outside noise and the outside energies, that is when you're going to be able to connect really truly with your spirit guides and angels. And for me, just to give you some personal experience, I do that every morning. So when I wake up, I don't know if you guys have watched my videos, my recent one, but part of my gifts is I have these dreams that are a lot of premonition, or I know that things are happening. So first thing I do is I identify what I've dreamt about, if I've had something come up or come through, and then I will do my meditation and I will ground myself. And then I get really, really busy with the world, right? I start my coaching sessions, I start my readings, and then I'm busy for hours. And then I take my time at the end of the day before I go to bed, and I get myself into this state of meditation where I start to tap into my subconscious. I release the energies of my day with the people that I've worked with, and I get back into my own consciousness, and that's where I start to meditate, and that's when my guides are also present. So whatever portion of the day you guys are in that you can achieve that sort of quiet time, and it doesn't have to be long. You don't have to sit there for hours, like 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is. If you can take time to do that, that's how you connect with your guides. So I hope that answered the question. Let's move on. Let's see. Oh my gosh, so many. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me try to get through everybody. Oh my gosh. Every time somebody writes, like the whole thing scrolls up again. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Once a person lets go and surrenders in love, does that cause the masculine to do the same? So, Michelle, I think that's a good question. Here's the thing, and I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I've posted this before. So you have this beautiful flower, right? So you plant seeds, you water, you nurture, and you plant the seeds, and then you wait for this beautiful thing to bloom, right? That's that patience, and you surrender, and this rose is going to bloom. But, if you guys also know, fertilizer also grows weeds right next to the plants or the flowers that we plant. And so then these weeds come up, And so think of our ego, think of our desire to control our environment as that weed. So this beautiful thing is blooming. This is our connection that is blooming. And here comes our fear, our anxiety, our need to control, because we try to control everything in our realm, everything in our universe. This is not a society that is about surrendering. It is about controlling your destiny. It's about controlling your career, controlling your home, managing this, right? We don't live in a state of gratitude and acceptance. And I'm not telling anybody to be passive, and, you know, clearly there is a time to be in your masculine energies, but there's also a time to be receptive and know that you've planted the seeds, that you've nourished the connection. And then it will bloom because you've nurtured it. And so the thing here is about releasing. Yes, if you release, it allows the masculine to do the same, but you have to learn it. And I always tell everybody too, that you are responsible for your own journey. You are responsible for your own healing. You are responsible for your own connection with yourself. And you cannot control what the masculine is going to do. He has his own journey, his own life. And yes, he may be your twin or whatever type of connection, you know, you're identifying with, but he's got to do the work himself. And yes, there is the energy of the feminine to help guide, because yes, that's what we do. But it's important to know that as you heal, yes, he will heal, but there's a large part he has to do himself too. So does it help? Long story long. Yes, it helps, but he's got to do his own work. You can't do it for him. All right, so let's see. Loretta, I answered your question. Yes, I have a twin. Let's see. Does my twin flame know he is my twin flame? I don't know. I can't answer that. Did I make the right? I'm not going to answer any predictive questions. If there's questions on your journey, happy to answer those. Let's see, I have a question. I don't feel or hear my twin telepathically anymore. What does this mean, and how do I recover this ability? That's a really good question, Tiffany. So I've heard that a lot. And hi from Scotland. Hi, Lena. Are you going to meet my twin? Yes, perhaps. Yeah, there is mission work there. So let me go back to Tiffany's question, telepathically. So there are times, and I hear this because I work with clients all over, right? All over the world. And there is this very strong telepathy, this strong connection, that happens energetically. But there are times when it is necessary for there to be quiet, for things to be still. And that is because when we get too stuck on the telepathy, too energetically connected, you're already connected. But when the feminine or the masculine gets too sucked into the energy, there needs to be a time of stillness for people to do their work. What I also hear when I do, when I have sessions with clients, is that there's very little 3D activity, but tons of 5D activity. And that is another energetic, like, clinginess that needs to stop. All things in balance, okay? So if there's a lot of 3D, but there's not a lot of 5D, then there is an imbalance in the connection, okay? Then we're in 3D non-communication and lots of 5D communication. There's an imbalance. Things need to quiet down so that we can come into alignment, okay? I hope that answered your question. Let's see. Rainbows. What does rainbow mean to me? Oh, I love rainbows. Rainbows, if you look at the tarot, they show up in the 10 of Cups. It shows up in a lot of union cards and oracles. To me, rainbows signify happiness and bliss and union. I love that. Thank you for the quick and easy answer, quick and easy question. Let's see. Rainbow is the sign I asked the universe for when the twin is thinking of me. That's nice. Let's see. You're welcome, Natalie. Let's see. One time I asked for a sign. Are you familiar with ear ringing? I am. So that is a really good question. So ear ringing, that is that is when, I'm just reading some of these comments. You guys are so funny. Okay, so ear ringing. So when I first started my ascension, like my real, like, not that there's like a fake ascension or not a real ascension, but like when I was really going into, you know, different realms of how, of what my growth was for my spiritual work, the first thing that happened to me was major problems with my ears. And as a 3D person, like, who wasn't like totally awake at that time, like I wasn't like, you don't know what's happening in your body. And every ascension, every level of ascension is like a whole new feeling, like a whole new thing. And so when it started with my ear ringing, and I went to the doctor, like I was there every month. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And it was always like in my right ear. And then it started going to my left. It was my masculine ear, because I was very much in my masculine at that time. I was still in my corporate job. I was still running. I was hustling. I was doing my thing. And so it was trying to get my attention. And that is like that is spirit. That is the universe trying to send a message. That is definitely an ascension symptom. So listen, I'm not here to give medical advice. So if you guys are having problems and all kinds of other stuff, like always get your physical symptoms checked. But I will say that for every physical manifestation of a disease or some symptom, there is a spiritual meaning behind it. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the website Alchemy of Healing, Louise Hay's Alchemy of Healing. Go to that website, and you don't let that replace seeing a medical professional. But that is a really good resource for all of you if you should decide. Okay, how do you know when the twin flame journey is over? Well, it's never over. So that's a quick answer. It's never over. It may feel like it's over because maybe we're in our 3D selves and we're clinging to timelines and we're clinging to energies. Remember, union is within first. And if you're not in that mindset of having union within self, it'll be very difficult to manifest union, physical union with your twin. Hi, beautiful soul. My twin just dipped in after no communication. Tell me you love me. That's great. And now he is just ghosted. That's bad. Thoughts. Okay, so I don't know. I've done many seminars on this about the masculine and the feminine's journey. When there's a lot of in and out energy. I mean, I don't know. I'm not doing a reading today. So Joan, I'm not really sure if he's awake or not awake. But when there's a lot of in and out energy, that is because you're the light and he's attracted to the light. And so what happens is they come back and they're kind of like feeding, right? They have depleted the light that they have taken from you the last time. So they come back in, they swoop in, you have that connection again, and then they leave because they haven't found their own light yet. Okay, so that's typically what happens. So that's why there's a lot of in and out energy. And so until you start to put really healthy, loving boundaries up, that's the only way that those masculines or feminines, even if there's that in and out energy with the feminine, if they're in that energy, they have to find their own light. You want them to find their own light. Okay, let's see. Letting go does not mean never thinking of them. I don't know how you can never think of them. You can think of them, you can love them. So the question was, it's a really good question. My twin is from Claire. My twin and I have been in no communication and I feel reunion is coming. Then my ego senses fear that I'm thinking crazy. Does the art of truly letting go mean never thinking of them? Absolutely not. You can absolutely think of them. You can absolutely hold space for them in your heart. But letting go is about letting go, surrendering the connection, not having a timeline of when you think this reunion is going to happen, not having a connection, like a suffocating hold on how this connection will evolve and how union will take place or how he is to come forward. Letting go means letting go. Letting go means I love this person, and if this is going to manifest, it's going to manifest. And if it doesn't, I am whole within, okay? So you can think of them, but let go of attachment to any sort of conclusion. All right, let's see. Next question. I'm going to try to go to the end. Let's see. How could you be any prettier? You guys are so... Hi, Victoria. I see a lot of your comments on my Instagram. Hello. I don't want to go over signs that he's coming back because that is another attachment. And I know there's a lot of information on it on YouTube. So if you want to look at it, then you can look at it, but it's not something I preach. Like, I don't want to know what the signs are for union. I don't, because the universe is going to manifest my union the way it is meant to manifest. And the more I let it go, the more I see it manifest in my life. Okay, let's see. Queen of Light, do you do readings for yourself? By the way, your beautiful energy is amazing. I actually do. Very few, and I'm not saying I'm special or anything, okay? Everybody has their own special gift or whatever. But the one thing that I do have, and that is why I teach it, is I have the I've learned detachment. I've learned how to detach myself and my energy and my surrendering of my connection. Okay. So I've learned how to do that. And that is exactly why I can read for myself. So I can absolutely read for myself, because whenever I do a reading for myself, I read it as a third party. Like that I'm reading for Queen of Light. I'm not reading for me, if that makes any kind of sense. So yeah, I'm absolutely able to read for myself, to do pendulum readings for myself, to do any type of reading. And I know when I can do a reading. And then there's time, I'm a human being too, right? So there are times where I'm like, triggered, and I know I'm not going to do it. And those are the times I know, even if I push myself and I do the reading, I know it's not something that I'm going to take in because I'm triggered, right? So whatever, I'm a human. All right, so let's see. Hello, Click Daily UK. Welcome. Let's see, Queen of Light, if you're able to do lives, do them. What also helps in letting go is watching Twin Flame videos less. But yes, but watch Queen of Light videos. No, don't. I actually tell my clients sometimes, don't watch the videos, man. That's another way to like connect to the energy and hold on. Let's see. Have you encountered that some people are quick spiritual learners? Yes, Michelle, good question. All the time. All the time. And that's another thing that this work, spiritual work, has really helped me with is patience, okay? Patience is, because the thing is like when I get it, when I finally got it for myself, like I want everybody to get it, and you just can't make people get it. They're just going to get it on their own time, okay? They're not going to get it on my time, even with my energy, even with my coaching. I can coach them, I can give them all the information, but here's what happens. When they don't want to do it, when I suggest it or coach them, they will call me. Not call me, they will message me, okay, 1-2 months later and say, I finally did what you told me to do and it worked. So so the thing is, be open to wisdom, be open to coaching, being open to advice, because these people just want to help you. But here's the thing I'm going to tell you. Not everyone is on the same journey as you, and not everyone has the same energy as you. So only go to readers and people that you absolutely can align yourself with. This journey is very sacred, and I would not trust my journey with just anybody. I wouldn't trust my journey with just anyone. I would have to make sure I trust them, because my journey is so sacred to me. I hope that helps. Let's see. How do you deal with going out in public and being around a lot of people while you're, oh yeah. So I do it all the time. So I'm very social, like I'm extroverted. And I know a lot of healers out there that I've talked to that like go to a coffee shop and like start crying, and like they need all their crystals and blah, 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 all this stuff, right? And I'm just like, listen, and I coach them. Listen, you are brought into this world to share your gifts. You're not brought into this world to like cower and be scared. And, you have to be strong. You have to be strong. And when you're emotionally strong, when you're strong in your interior, then you can be out there in any energy and be protected and not bring that stuff home with you. Okay. And so that's very important to know. Like, I am a spiritual being. I do absolutely, deal with energies. In fact, just today, I won't even go into many specifics in case somebody's watching, but I had this person that I interacted with. I went to this ladies party, and there were a bunch of different people there. And, there were some energies that definitely did not resonate with me. And yes, Jane the Virgin is a very good show. Lorena, I don't know how that is applicable here, but, but anyway, her energy was very, very opposite to mine. And to be able to interact in that environment with her felt a little draining. But you know what I did? I stood there, I went through my, afternoon, and I hung in there and I did it and I let it go. I came back home, I let it go. I let it go. You have to be able to be grounded and strong enough that when you encounter people that don't match your vibe, then you You don't take it in. You're protected. Okay, let's see. How do you deal with your love story being in the public eye constantly as a queen? Well, again, like I said, my journey is very sacred to me. So I don't go around sharing my journey with my twin. And it's super, super sacred. And it's something that I keep to myself. And I do share it with like a select few people, but I'm very protective of my I'm very protective of my masculine. And in fact, that is my role in our journey. You know, he leads the connection, but I protect the connection. Okay, let's see. I always want to read the ones that people retract. I don't know, because it's so funny. Let's see. How do you go to get out of the past and move on from all the BS? And then they retracted it. I like the question. So the question was, how do you get, I think she meant, how do you let go of the past to move on from all the BS the DM has done? You can. Remember, if this is your twin, he's showing some stuff within you and that's coming out, okay? So I'm teaching a class about it tomorrow. Tickets are still for sale, and I have a workshop. We've got a lot of people in the class. So, and you can't just let it go, right? You can't just let it go. When the past comes back, you've got to heal it. And that's how it goes. You don't just like, oh, I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to forget about it. No, that's not how it works. You've got to heal it. You got to heal it. And then it goes away. So I'm teaching a class, so just so you know. Let's see. What does it mean if who you think is your twin shows up in your dreams for 5 to 6 days consecutively? Well, I mean, it could be that they're constantly on your mind and then you're going to bed thinking about them. So, I mean, that could be as simple as that. How do you share your gift without people thinking you're crazy or a witch? Admittedly, I'm in the South, so there's clearly a defined Christian way of being here, aka tarot. You know, I posted this thing the other day, and I've lived by this quote most of my life, okay? And it is about people's opinions. I respect everybody's opinion, but I do not live for them, nor am I fed for them. The minute that you live with happiness and acceptance outside of yourself, you will always be seeking appreciation, acceptance, love, and happiness from outside of you. I am not defined by anybody liking me. I'm not. I know who I am. I know my truth. And so I really don't care if people think I'm a witch. Like that, that's okay, whatever. But nobody's said that to me to date. So let's see. How do you feel about detaching yet watching tarot readings? I don't read other tarot readings. I just do my own. But is that the question? How do you feel about detaching yet watching tarot readings like yours? Oh, well, if you feel like watching my readings are attachment and that you're holding on to the energies, like for example, if I'm reading that the masculine is like in this place of love, wanting to move forward, and you're not in a position in your own journey, because remember, these are general readings. If you're not in the same position in your own journey where your masculine is coming forward and communicating with you, and yet you're holding on to this energy that I'm reading, that is a attachment that is not applicable to your journey at this time. And it can create clinginess. It can create being energetically connected. And I would say I wouldn't watch every single one. And even if it's mine, it's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to watch them. But if it gets you attached, if it creates attachment, then I would not watch the reading. All right, let's see. What else do we get here? Who is this person? Let's see. All right. Have you ever heard of mirroring lives in twins? We seem to always be doing the exact thing. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of twins, in fact, have had a lot of similar life experiences. I know a lot of twins that were, have the same role in their families that the other twin does. I've had a lot of people that, do the same kind of jobs, or like the parents are the same ages. There's a lot of parallels. And one day I will share my personal story and it will really give you an illumination of how parallel real things are for some twins, and that you cannot deny any question about someone being your twin. And so we will share that at some point someday. Have you ever felt a strong surge of your twin flame soul trying to merge with you while you're awake? I did. I have felt that, and I've heard a lot of other twins feel that. I do have, you know, at some portions of my own journey, I have felt my twin's presence. In fact, when I've had other healers here in my house, they've actually seen his 5D self in the home, which is also very, very interesting. So yes, your twin is with you. Your twin is in you. You are with your twin, and they manifest in a lot of different ways. Let's see. Wanted to sign up for your group coaching, but I didn't think because I'm not in communication. Yeah, that I don't. If you're not in communication, maybe not at this time. Can mission work be connected to a twin or the twin journey itself? Absolutely. Not everyone is here to do mission with their twin. Okay, sometimes it depends on what you guys agreed to, right? I don't know if you guys have had your Akashics. Hold on one second. Okay, what was that? Mission. So some people, the mission was here for the other twins' ascension. Sometimes the mission is for both of you to ascend. Sometimes the mission is for you to do mission work. So at the end of the day, the bottom line of this twin flame journey is to raise the vibration of the planet. And when twins come together, it absolutely, I don't know how many of you are in union, have been in union, whatever it is, but I know that like when I've been with my twin, we attract so many different people to us. And so people want to just come up and hang out, or, people will remember us like, oh, hey, we saw you guys last night, blah, blah, blah. And so it raises the vibration. People want to be around you. People want to be around the light, right? And so when you guys are together, that's what you're doing. And that's what happens also when you've been with your twin, or when you're ascending, like you share the light. You've been, there's all these questions coming through, so I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry. But anyway, the mission could be your ascension. The mission could be his ascension. The mission can be the ascension of the both of you. Mission can be you guys doing work together. Mission could be your ascension and you doing work alone. There's lots of things, limitless possibilities. So again, do not narrow-mindedly laser focus on one type of thing. There are tons of possibilities, okay? Do you believe in God? Absolutely, I believe in God. Let's see. Which device and mic do you use to record your video? I don't know, but thanks for asking. Does it matter? How can you talk to your guardian angels? I already answered that question, but so maybe go back. I don't want to bore everybody. Let's see. Do you see strange images sometimes? No, not really. I mean, I do see my angels sometimes, to be honest with you guys. I do. Speaking of gifted people who learn quickly, I'm one of them because of my DM. I have my own channel. Let's see. One reader I follow made a comment that number one, I should trust leader. I don't even know what this means. Okay, I'm going to delete that. Numbers. Okay, so I'm going to answer that question because I get that question a lot. So I'm going to talk about 1111 first of all. Okay. Is it possible to be Earth Angel and a starseed? I don't know. I can't answer questions like that. Aren't we all angels, right? I mean, aren't we all? I mean, the devil was an angel too, right? So there you've got the awakened and you got the unawakened. I don't believe in one person being more of an angel than another. I mean, but I know that there are all these labels, starseed, Syrian, blah, 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 like all this stuff. And I'm not discrediting anything. All I'm saying is I live in this world and I think there's light in everyone and there's the shadow in everyone. And to label someone an angel versus another person not being an angel, I don't believe in that. Okay, 1111. So it is a spiritual awakening number. I really feel like this twin flame label has very much kind of shifted the perception that like if you see 1111, that's like about your twin flame. No, this is my humble opinion. Okay, so you all can feel free to say no, like that doesn't resonate with me, or you can say, yes, it does. So 1111, when I started seeing 1111, it was at the start of my my spiritual awakening, like when I was super going into ascension. And so I would see it everywhere and I'd be like, what the hell is this? Had nothing to do with my twin at that time. Because in fact, I didn't even know I was a twin. Like I didn't even know I was a twin at that time. It was definitely my awakening. And so I really feel like 1111 has to do with your ascension, your like kickstart into your journey. Okay, that's what I feel like it means. Does it mean like you're going to meet your twin flame? No, because at that point I had already met my twin at that time. And so, or did I? Or maybe I hadn't. I don't know. But for me, what it means in my gut and my core that I really believe is that 1111 is like when you are starting your ascension, and then the ear ringing starts, and then all kinds of other things start. So that is my, that is, Lorena, you kill me. Okay, side note, can you do a makeup tutorial? You're so funny. Yeah, I'm like big on makeup. I really do eyeshadow. But let's see. Yes, I didn't start seeing him until the repeating. See? Good. Some of us are goddesses on this journey, and it's different than others, it seems. Aren't we all goddesses? I mean, like, really, can we sit here and say I'm a goddess and all of you are not? You're all goddesses. All right. It's a thing. It's like, see yourself in your best light, like you do in the 5D. Like all these feminines and masculines want to see their divine partner in the 5D, that best version of themselves. How about see yourselves as the best version first? See yourself as the best version. We're all gods and goddesses. Okay. All right. I'm going to give this another 15 minutes and then I'm going to get on with my life. Okay. Let's see. I kind of enjoy the idea that my twin was not exposed completely to spirituality. I see the magic all around him, that he doesn't know about it. I also enjoy seeing him slowly awaken. Yeah, it is pretty nice to see that, right? It is nice. Let's see. What? Wait, 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, 15 minutes. Do your spirit guides have a sense of humor? Yes. And I don't usually find it funny, but, you know, it is what it is. I can't figure out which two are my twin when they run so close. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of talk lately about like, oh, the twin flame spirit moves from one twin to the other when that first twin doesn't work out. I don't know who's making these things up. First of all, there's like no book about twins, right? There's no book about it. And who cares about the label, right? Connections are connections. So whether it's like one or the other, you're going to have a different connection with both. Okay, let's see. 15 minutes if she's got a date. Yeah, let's see. How to heal from the karmic situation. Andy Lee, I am teaching a class about that tomorrow at 1 p.m. So tickets are still on sale. How do you do shadow work? That's kind of a vague question, so ask me more specifically. How do I know if I'm a part of your collective? All right, I think I am going to maybe close with this answer. How do you know if you're part of Queen of Light's collective? Well, Queen of Light's collective over the past year has had a shit show, okay? It has been a cluster. It has been fueled with third parties and karmics and in and out energy and the people being in their ego and just focusing on material things, physical things, whatever it is, okay? That is how this journey began. It was this intense connection. It was this in and out, right? What we hear. It was fueled with all of these wounds around, you know, the masculine feeling very inferior to the feminine. It was, and then due to that inferior energy, that Five of Pentacles energy, that masculine then went with other partners that made him feel better to feed the ego, okay? But where are we now in this collective? This collective is in communication. The masculine is awake. The masculine is trying to move forward. In this collective right now, the feminine is a little bit more wounded, okay? And the feminine is going through a cycle right now of healing all of those wounds when she was in the dark night of the soul the first time they separated. So the first time they separated, it was intense. It was all that third party stuff. And then as we've moved forward and awakened and grown, now we're in this section, or this part of the journey rather, where we are in this energy of like, she's going back to do the final healing from that first dark night of the soul. So this connection no longer has third parties. This connection no longer has karmic energies. But what they are doing is they are releasing the old energy of the karmic. So maybe there's like loose ends to tie up with karmic or third party situations, but they are not a part of this collective, like integrating with the masculine or the feminine at this time. The masculine has literally gone through a huge tower over the last maybe 3, 4, 5 days. And literally, perhaps in some cases, had a physical experience, has had a health issue, has had some sort of major, maybe career issue, that all of a sudden, this last shedding of the ego, like the universe, God, whoever, has thrown in a tower and shaken it up. Because to the feminine, this looks bleak. To the feminine, it looks like it may not happen, but oh my gosh, is it going to happen? Okay, so that's where this collective is. All right, let's see. Is it healthy to hang out with your twin but not be in a relationship or union? Well, I guess I would want to know how it feels like that it's unhealthy. I mean, if you guys are still repeating same patterns, then that's probably not a good thing. Why do before and after of weight change when you can do before and after? I don't know what that means, Lorena. Just joining. This is my question asked already. Masculine go through all the same emotions as the feminine. Yeah, I mean, but masculine and feminine both have their own individual lessons to learn. When you let go of your twin in the physical, do they fear taking action towards you? Yes, they do. Because remember, I talked about this earlier, so go back. When they feel like that they can't get access to the light from the feminine, they'll like freak out, like they can feel it, and then they come back. Okay, they try to come back. But the thing is, if you keep allowing him to come back, he's not going to wake up. He's going to keep feeding off of your light, and you can't do that. Can't do that. I saw my DM today, came to see my daughter. I didn't see the change. Here's the other thing I'm going to tell you, feminines out there, okay, or anyone that is in that feminine energy or relates to the feminine energy. It is not your responsibility, one, to heal, okay, and I always say that. And you're not responsible for healing your masculine. You're responsible for healing yourself. But what I do want to say is that change is illuminated in different ways. And so maybe perhaps you're not supposed to see the change yet. And because that means you guys aren't ready. Okay. When you start to actually see the change in the physical is when you can start to draw back together. But if you're not seeing the change, it doesn't mean necessarily that change is not occurring. Let's see what else. No, if I see the word union everywhere, does that mean I am in union? Again, union is here first. You're always in union with yourself. You should always be union with yourself. Thank you, Queen Life, for everything to you. You're my heroine. Aw, name one thing. Thank you. Just want to say I love you and appreciate all the time. Thanks for, oh, you guys, thank you, Stephanie. Let's see. Change so much that your aura shines like Christmas lights. It's funny. How do you know your emotions versus your twins? Really, really good question. I hear that all the time. So if you're happy and you're going throughout your day and you're living your life, and then all of a sudden you get this overwhelming feeling of anxiety or stress or depression or sadness, check yourself. Like, why is that? If it comes up all of a sudden, that is not your energy. It could be someone that you're connected to, maybe a family member. Oh, look, it's 444. Someone that you're connected to. It could be your twin. Okay. And so, a lot of times it's your twin flames energy too. So, but I have that because the work that I do, sometimes I feel other people's energy and it's not necessarily my twin. So it just kind of depends. Right. But, if you're not in the spiritual work or whatever it is and dealing with other people's energies, and you're feeling this energy that comes up out of the blue, out of a sudden, then you know it's not yours. It's potential. It could be the twin. So that was a very, very good question. I hope that answered your question. I don't even know how to say your name, so I'm not going to do that. I don't want to disrespect you. So let's see. Can the divine feminine pick up on the DM's desire to contact? You know, I like that question too, but sometimes it could be wishful thinking. So it depends how grounded, how detached you are from the energy. Lena, good night and thanks. Wow, 1 a.m. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Do DMs come to you through music? Oh my gosh. There was a time where when I was on I've always been on one portion of my journey, and this song kept coming up, and it was like that Justin Bieber, Let Me Love You, like literally. It would come up maybe 30 times in the day. And by the way, that song came out like years ago. And I was going through this energy where I was feeling very closed. I didn't want to let my twin back in. And all I kept hearing was that Justin Bieber, Let Me Love You song. And I was like, this is just crazy. So, and it's funny because that is a song that came out when we first met. And I remember he was like texting me like the words to it, like, don't you give up, like to me, right? Saying for me not to give up on him. So yes, DMs come through music, which is crazy. I love that song, by the way. I just don't want to hear it anymore. Let's see here. LOL, top chat, 1112. Let's see. You're a beautiful light to the world. Thank you, Shelly. Let's see. My DM karmic is following me. Should I block her? She tries to get my attention. Why would you let her follow you? I wouldn't let her follow me. Like that's just me. Forget about spiritual person. But like for me, my boundary is like if your energy is not supposed to be here, I don't want the energy. So I don't know why you would allow her to block you. I mean, why you would allow her to follow you. That's just my opinion. So totally up to you. Let's see, the loved. What if my twin doesn't take physical action at all? Well, that's holding on to the energy. The more that you cling to him taking action, the more you are blocking this connection because you're trying to take hold of it energetically by trying to get him to come through. There's healing there. There's a little bit of a codependency. There's a little bit of, trying to hold on and get, yes, I do speak another language, get or manifest contact. I mean, I do think that you can do that. But remember, this is a spiritual journey. You've got to surrender some parts of it. Do your own healing. Do your own work. And you don't want him to reach out any sooner than he's supposed to. You don't want him to. I'm telling you, someone told me a long time ago, let go, let go, let go, let go. Because then it'll come back, because it'll give you time to do the work, and it will then manifest this connection into a vibrational match. I wish I would have listened sooner, but again, everybody gets it on their own time. Everyone gets it on their own time. All right, few more minutes. Triple Moon Goddess, you've asked me that question a lot. I'm so sorry. I don't know what kind of mic I use. Sorry. Let's see. Thank you for everything. Confirming on it goes. Yeah, you're not going crazy. No one is crazy on this journey. No one is crazy. No one's crazy on the journey. We're all going through something very personal and very, very unique. And it's very difficult to talk to people that don't understand it. And so it's great that we have communities like this. All right, in your last reading, you said that basically not doing anything is not that good. Should I indirectly ask him to contact me? Not doing anything is not that good. Again, in this collective, they are in communication. So if you're not in communication, I would not be reaching out to my masculine telling him to do something. But when you're in communication, then you can start to talk about the things that you need and what you need them to do. But if we were not in communication, I would not be telling him he needs to come forward. He needs to come forward when he's ready to come forward. I hope that answers your question, Eve. Let's see. I blocked my DM when he reaches out. See, I don't know if I believe in blocking. I don't know. I just feel like there's enough external blocks. There's enough blocks out there. So, I don't want to impose my own blocks in my own journey. So unless he's abusive, unless he's like stalking you, then, you know, make your own decision. Let's see. I'm not doing readings here, Jenna. Let's see. Not today. This is Q&A only. Angela Grist, can mission work be done individually if the twin flame is not awake? Absolutely. Twin flame always starts before. And then you either combine mission, do your own separate missions, but you don't wait for your masculine and union to do mission. You don't. Hide my face by accident. I don't know what that means. I was told not to answer when my DM, when he reaches out. Okay, then do what you're guided. You're absolutely right about us being so stubborn. I'm doing my best. The shadow work isn't any type of joke. Yeah, exactly. It's not. It is hard. It is hard. And you are welcome, Voodoo 9th. Which, again, I'm going to delete this. Okay. You're welcome, Selena. How do you reconcile setting boundaries and still have unconditional love? I'm teaching a class on that tomorrow at 1. Tickets are on sale. Mystic with lipstick. Thank you. What if my twin flame thinks I'm running away from the connection when I let go? Well, that sounds like a miscommunication to me. I don't know if that has anything to do with like energy. That just seems like clearly there's a miscommunication. Am I vegan or plant-based? Mostly. I do eat chicken and prawns. Like those are the only 2 things I eat. Oh, and crab. I like crab. So I know there's a lot of people out there, but as I started to ascend and as I went through my journey, you know, I never ate a lot of meat to begin with, even as a child. I'm like such a picky eater. So, you know, there'll be weeks go by and I won't eat meat. So I don't really think about it that way, but I am not plant-based. No. Let's see. How do you detach your energy? Probably going to have to rewind this and look at it because we talked about that. What are some things you can do to help release that cling that you need to help your DM grow? That's a good question. So, oh, and Claudia, I think are you joining me? Or no, you bought a pendant. So I'm going to do all those readings in another week or so. So I'm going to send those out, the pendant and the reading. What was the question again? Hold on, I already got sidetracked. What are some of the things to do to help release that cling? Focus on yourself. Let me tell you, I do so many readings. I do readings all the time, okay? And thank you, Tiffany. So the way to release, like when I do these readings, the feminines, and rightfully so, we all want to know what's going on with the masculine. But when you are so super focused on the masculine and whether or not he's healing or what he's doing, that is clinging. And so the way to stop that clinging energy is always be looking like, what is he doing? What is he healing? Is he growing? No, focus on yourself. You have to, when you get into the mindset of trying to figure out too much what he's doing, how is he healing, blah, 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 that is the wrong energy to be in. You've got to be in your own energy. You've got to redirect, create self-awareness first. So when you realize you're doing it, shift it back to you. Okay, that's a way to help. Let's see. Thank you so much for all your guidance, your generosity. You're welcome, Joan. Let's see here. What if the twin flame is stubborn? We're all stubborn. We're all stubborn. Feminines are stubborn too. It's just their time to be stubborn. So got to embrace that. Yes, that was really what I was asking. Okay, you're welcome, Michelle. Thanks, Lorena, for Queen of Light Divine Feminine Ascension Academy. You're so funny. Hey, mate, love your work. I find it crazy how when I'm thinking that I'm alone in my direction, so much of what you say spins me out, straight to the point. I hope spins me out is like a good way because I'm not trying to like confuse anybody. Venus, girl, you are so beautiful. Aw, you're so sweet. So nice. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. All right, last 6, spin me right round. Okay. Another 6 minutes, guys. What's my sign? Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to share that, but thank you for asking. I don't think it matters. I have all the signs, to be honest. I am the Empress, right? So we're all the signs, all the queens. No, we're not telling. Lorena. Okay. Ask me 6 minutes. Okay, this is like rapid fire. All right, in the 5 minutes, ask me some personal questions and I will decide what I want to answer. And so while you guys are typing, I will say this one thing. I had already predicted the name of my twin even before I met my twin. And so that was very interesting to me when I finally met my twin, that I had told like a karmic that I was with for a long time that I was trying to get rid of the karmic. And I said, oh, I'm engaged. And so I was not awake. And I said, and he's like, what is that person's name? And I gave him the name. And the next thing you know, that's my twin's name. So it was a trip. Okay, let's see. Oh my God, cop out answer with the Empress. Bullshit. That's not a cop out. How do you like that? Let's see. Wondering if I can't. I'm not doing any readings. Are you in union? Yes. Yes, we are. I'm in union with me, and we're working on union together. Yes. Oh my God, Patrice, thank you so much. Thank you. So we are in communication. We're working on building this into mission. So we'll see how it works out. But again, it doesn't happen without surrender. Am I part of the collective? Absolutely. It's my collective, right? I read about it. Let's see. Been with you since the beginning. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Hello, Anderson. No questions, really? All right, we have 4 minutes. Are there different waves of twin flame generations? I don't know. That's a lot. That's pretty deep for me. Probably. I mean, I know my parents are twin flames, but they're of a different generation. Different generation. I have a feeling after our reconciliation this month, we will start to work on things. I hope so. I stopped counting down. I'm just trying to start the detachment, guys. How do you heal past life karma? Oh, the regression therapy. Some regression therapy, meditation. Everything is about education and then application of that education. Let's see. Wow, your parents are twins. Yes, my parents, I'm going to tell you my parents' story. They met, my grandfathers were best friends. They met obviously very young, 13 years old, and fell in love. This was the day of arranged marriages and like introductions and all this stuff. It didn't happen. My parents were they both have 7 siblings each. Both of they're number 3 in their line. So they're in the same number 3. So this is part of this question that somebody asked earlier about parallel lives, right? So what's also very interesting is that the first child of both of their parents passed away. The second child then became the eldest, and then my parents are both the number 3, okay? They met when they were 13. They've been together ever since, still very much in love, and they're going to be celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary in March. So yes, a lot of parallels there. I'm just giving you a little tidbit, but yes, they're definitely twins. Let's see. Wow, your parents are twin flames. Yes. Let's see. When did you meet your twin? Let's see. So I'm one of those. So I've been on the journey for my own spiritual journey my whole life, right? I've always been a spiritual person. Obviously my parents are twins. We were raised very spiritual. We were raised in a way that we were always educated about spirituality, not necessarily just religion. Okay. It was about, like the laws of life, how to be a good person, how to interact in this world. Like we were given a lot of ethics, how to be a person of integrity, all of these things. Right. And so, I met my twin, it's been almost 3 years ago, and it was immediate and it was significant and it was intense. And we've had, a couple of bouts of long separations, but always it wasn't, well, I mean, compared to a lot of people that I read for them, it wasn't as long as theirs. But my twin and I are on this journey, and we are learning our lessons very, very quickly because of our mission. And so we're getting through our cycles a lot quicker. And so, yeah, I haven't been on, I mean, like not even 3 years on the twin flame journey, but our lives are very, very similar. I will tell you this one thing. We were born on the exact same, with the same exact birth date, same exact birth date. So, I mean, I don't know how much more twin you can get than that. But yeah, let's see. Can you imagine if I had teals? You guys are so funny. How do you see your past life with your twin flame? I've seen it. I've done regression therapies where I've seen my twin. Thank you, Loretta. Add 5 minutes. Oh my God. Okay. It will give you 5 minutes. Oh my God. My twin and I also share the same birthday. Yeah. That's cool. Okay. 5 more minutes, guys. You guys are killing me. My tea's getting cold. All right. Ask me something else. Love watching you shuffle and hearing the cards. Cool. Do all twin flame journeys have their own unique hardships and challenges? Yes, but there's a lot of similarities, right? I mean, there's a lot of similarities created because, boy, we need help, right? And so then there's other people out there that experience the same things, and then we can all form this community to kind of help learn the lessons. Healers heal healers, and we're all of the light, and we all kind of need you know, our support group. So we have individual issues that are part of our connection, and we have some that are shared. And the universe will bring in people into your soul tribe, okay, to help you with those lessons. And that could be readers, that could be friends, that could be people that, you know, you meet through the journey. Let's see. Is your twin different culture? Yes, he is a different culture. Let's see. Can children bring you together? Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's this beautiful book called Embraced by the Light. And there's this one section in that book was about this couple who were on the earth already born, and their child who was in spirit form, right? Remember, children are already these old souls, right? Sometimes they've lived all these lives. And so the child is really trying to help get their parents together. And so, yes, I think it's absolutely you could have a child that is in, you know, in the spirit world that's really trying to get their parents together so that they could be born. And so in this book, it was showing how like this spirit was really trying to get his or her parents together, and the other angels and spirits that were there were seeing this spirit struggle. And so a lot of people kind of, you know, got involved, not people, spirits got involved to help make that happen. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And so that really was like, I mean, I really resonated with me because I believe that. I believe that. Let's see. That's so bomb. Should we date others while we're on the journey? That's your own decision. I can't answer that. How do you bring focus back to yourself when you are happy but start to crave the relationship? So you have to ask yourself, why are you craving the relationship? There's something missing within you that you are craving from the outside to fill. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, these things move so quickly. Can people really see the twin flame cord between two beings, and can it be disintegrated? I mean, I've seen the cords with my twin. I have in my own meditation. Is your twin the same age? Good question, not answering. Will you ever do a meet and greet? I did do meet and greets. Am I a medium? What does that mean? Like, do I talk to like spirits and ghosts? If that's the question, no. Let's see. That was Archangel Michael who texted you. You're so funny. I know, man. Like my tribe is like, where are you at? So I'm going to give it another minute. Okay, let's see. When I met my twin, another person that I was with could feel the energy between us before we even realized it. Right, because you're the light. You're the light when you come together. Fresno area. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to come to Fresno, but if, you know, I'm in the Bay Area. So if I do another webinar, not a webinar, but if I do another, you know, in-person session, then maybe you can come out here. Bay Area, please. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was thinking, so here's what I am going to put out there. So I'm doing this class tomorrow. That is because I want to continue with the readings because that's my work. I want to continue with the coaching because that's my work. That's my mission. But what I want to now focus on, because my collective is coming into union, is I want to really focus on union energies and how to bring union into this equation, right? We've gone through separation. How do we rebuild? How do we heal? And so this first class that I'm teaching tomorrow at 1, tickets are still available on my website. What I want to do is I'm probably going to have a round 2. I'm going to probably take these same students, if they decide to move on, into this next class. And maybe I'll do a series of 6 and kind of help them come into union. Because there's the thing, and I just channeled this morning. What I was doing in my corporate life was, not only was I the COO for my firm, but what I was doing was, what I was specialized in was mergers and acquisitions. And so I brought companies together. I brought people together. I merged people together. And so what's very interesting is now in this work that I do, this is my collective, right? My collective is coming into union. So I want to help merge my collective, right? So I want to merge these people. So that is what I'm going to do. I think I want to be the integrator. I want to be the merger. I want to be the merger for twins. And so I want to help share and educate and help heal those of you who are going into union. So I really feel like that's what I'm going to be morphing my spiritual work into. And that is ultimately what my twin and I will do together. Let's see. Thank you for being with us on this marriage union journey. Aw, you're welcome. I tried to book while it's on sale, but it was still, well, it's always going to be regular price. My those workshops, that's not on sale. Let's see. When you don't feel any emotion at all, what is going on? Are you suppressing? Like, are you that you have to ask yourself what's going on? You could be suppressing your emotions. You could be really and then what it's going to happen, it's going to bubble up and it's going to manifest in another way, either in a physical symptom or in an emotional, outburst like tears or anger or whatever it is. Hello, Star Girl. Can I get a hello? Hello. All right, let's see. Oh my God, I love this metaphor. Like her tarot readings are the PowerPoint presentations. You're so funny. I thought you said regular coaching was 10%. Yes, regular coaching is 10% off. So you have to email me and I'll send you the link. Queen of Light wants to be invited to all the weddings. Hello from Egypt. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I spent 1 hour and 7 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. And Loretta, go do your homework. You guys have been so great to me. Thank you for being on this journey. I'm so, so grateful. Have a wonderful evening. And thank you guys. I will be back when I spontaneously feel like I want to do another live. I will be back. So have a great, great day. Bye, guys.